Dear friends, many of us are long-time practitioners and we know how to breathe in and out mindfully and to walk mindfully and stay in the present moment. One in-breath made mindfully or one step taken mindfully will bring us home to the here and the now, so that you can touch the wonders of life that are available in the here and the now. And that is the basic practice. There are refreshing, healing, wonderful elements that can help us heal and nourish ourselves. And these are inside of us and around us. So going home to the here and the now is to get that kind of nourishment and healing. The kingdom of God is not an abstract idea, or the Pure Land of the Buddha is not an abstract idea. This flower is real. It is a wonder. The question is whether we have the time to get in touch. And then there is the sunshine, the moon, the cloud, the trees, many things like this flower. They all belong to the Pure Land of the Buddha. They all belong to the Kingdom of God. And to me, the Kingdom of God is available in the here and the now. And if we can get in touch with this flower, we can get in touch with the Kingdom of God right in the here and the now. Because this flower, she belongs to the Kingdom. The sunshine also, the tree also. So going home to the here and the now, we get in touch with the wonders of life around us and inside of us, because we, our body, also belong to the Kingdom of God, to the Pure Land of the Buddha. It's a wonder, our own body. And when we come home to the here and the now, we have an opportunity to recognize the suffering in order to embrace it and help it to heal. So these are two purposes of Buddhist meditation. Using the energy of mindfulness and concentration to get in touch with the healing, nourishing elements. Using the energy of mindfulness and concentration to embrace and transform the suffering. And the teaching of the Buddha is very concrete on these two matters. And as we have an opportunity to come together as a Sangha, we can profit from the collective energy of mindfulness of the Sangha to succeed much more easily in our practice. We learn to make good use of the collective energy of mindfulness and concentration of the Sangha in order to do that, get in touch with the wonders of life, to nourish and to heal. Using mindfulness and concentration, making good use of the energy of the Sangha to recognize, embrace our pain, sorrow, and transform it. So if we practice noble silence, it is because we want to make good use of the time being together, just to do that. If we think too much, if we talk too much, and then we have not much time left in order to do what we want to do in the retreat. So stop the thinking is very helpful. and reduce the talking, stop the talking is also very helpful. And the noble silence observed by all of us will support everyone else, everyone to practice. And if we know how to be mindful of our in-breath and out-breath, if we know how to be mindful with every step we make, we always remain in the kingdom of God, in the pure land of the Buddha. And that is very healing, very nourishing. The French writer André Gide, he said that God is happiness. And God is available 24 hours a day. And if the kingdom of God is available, if God is available 24 hours a day, His kingdom also is available. And to me, the kingdom is always there, available. The problem is whether you are available to the kingdom. And in order to make ourselves available to the pure land of the Buddha, to the kingdom of God, well, the practice of mindfulness is helpful. And the basic practice is to breathe mindfully and to walk mindfully, to brush our teeth mindfully, to eat our breakfast mindfully, to drink our water, our tea mindfully, and we always stay with the kingdom. And with the kingdom, we don't need anything else. We don't have to run after other things in order to be happy. Remember in the Gospel, the story of a farmer who discovered a treasure. He went home and released everything because he has the treasure. He does not need anything else. So this practice helps us to get in touch with the kingdom of God, the pure land of the Buddha. And we can release many, many things and become free and happy. So when we practice walking together or walking alone, we combine our breathing with our steps. And breathing in, we may like to make 2 steps. While I breathe in, I may like to make 2 steps, and I can say silently, I have arrived. Arrived. It means I have arrived in the here and the now, which is the address, the destination, the kingdom of God. The pure land of Buddha. And I have arrived is not a statement. It is a realization. Because with 1 step, you can arrive in the here and the now, provided that you do it mindfully. When you breathe in mindfully, your attention is with your in-breath. And because of that, you release everything else. The only object of your mind is your in-breath. And that is why concentrating yourself on your in-breath, you release the past, you release the future, you release your worries, and you become a free person. Just one in-breath can set you free. And that is thanks to the energy of mindfulness and concentration generated by the practice of breathing in. The same thing is true with walking. If you invest 100% of your body and your mind into making a step, and then mindfulness and concentration as energies will be generated, and you are able to release your worries about future, your fear about future, your uncertainty about future. You are able to release your regret about the past, your sorrow about the past. You are a free person. just because you can make one mindful step. You release the world suffering and you step into the realm of the kingdom of God. It is so simple, and many of us know how to do that. So that is why we walk. We don't think and we don't talk, because we enjoy breathing in and making 2 steps or 3 steps. I have arrived, I have arrived. It means I have arrived in the kingdom of God, in the pure land of the Buddha. I know the kingdom of God, the pure land of Buddha is not an idea. It is a reality. And for us who practice like that, we know that the kingdom is now or never. It's too late to go to the kingdom if you wait until this body disintegrates. You don't have to die in order to go to the kingdom. That is what I found out. In fact, you have to be very alive. And to be alive, that can be possible with breathing in mindfully or making a step mindfully. When you bring your mind back to your body by just one in-breath, you are fully present in the here and the now. You are fully alive. And only with one single step, you can go into the kingdom right away. So walking meditation is to enjoy the kingdom of God with every step. Breathing in and out also. And many of us can do that. And with a few hours of practice, we can do that also. And when we breathe out, we may like to make 2 or 3 steps. And we say, I am home, home, home. My true home is in the here and the now, where life is available. The past is already gone, and the future has not come. There are ideas. What is real is the here and the now, and that is my true home. So going back to the here and the now is going to our true home. I have arrived. I am home. That is a realization and not a statement. And when you arrive truly in the here and the now, you know it. You don't need a Buddha to tell you. You don't need anyone to tell you. We may like to try breathing in. We may like to try slow walking when we are alone. Breathing in, we just make one step. And we invest all our body and our mind into making the step. And we can arrive at 100% in the here and the now. Breathing in, I make a step. I have arrived. If mindfulness and concentration is strong enough, you can arrive to 100% in the here and the now. And if you have not arrived 100%, maybe you have arrived 50%, you don't make another step. You just stay there and breathe out and breathe in again until you arrive 100%. Challenge yourself. You can afford to do that because you are walking alone. There's no risk of traffic jam. And then when you feel you are sure that you have arrived 100% in the here and the now, you smile a smile of victory, and you make another step. I am home. I have arrived. I am home. And your feet print the seal of arrival on the ground. Your foot print the seal of true home on the ground. And walking like that, you are a free person. You are walking like a Buddha in the Buddha land, in the kingdom of God. And this is something possible with some training. But when we walk together, 1,000 people walking like that will create a traffic jam. That is why we can begin with breathing in and making 2 steps. I have arrived. And we may like to, in order to help stop the thinking, we might bring our mind down to the sole of our foot, and we touch the ground with our mind, with soul out. Walk as if you kiss the earth with your foot. It's very kind of you to kiss Mother Earth with your foot. That's very healing for you and for her. We have done a lot of damage to our Mother Earth. Now it's time for us to help heal her. And if she is healed, we are healed at the same time. So walk as if we kiss the earth with every step. Walk as if we print the seal of arrival and home with every step. And this is possible with mindfulness and concentration. Everyone is capable of being mindful and concentrated. When you drink your water, you may choose to drink it mindfully. Breathing in mindfully, you establish yourself in the here and now. You become real and true. And when you become real and true, the glass of water in your hand also become real and true. And there is a real encounter between you and life, represented by a glass of water. That is a true moment of life. It is possible for us to live every moment of our daily life like that, mindfully, concentrated, with concentration. And that is our practice. It's not so complicated. And we support each other. So stop the thinking is very helpful. Stop the talking is very helpful. And enjoy our in-breath and our breath. Enjoy our steps. But if you suffer during the time you breathe in, your practice is not correct. Because breathing in mindfully can be very pleasant. When you breathe in, you don't have to make any effort. Just pay attention to your in-breath. And when you breathe in and you know that you are breathing in like that, you can get the insight that you are alive, you are present on this planet. And that is a miracle. The greatest of all miracles is to be alive, to be still alive. And when you breathe out, your out-breath might be for you to celebrate the fact that you are alive. Celebrate the miracle of being alive. So breathing in and breathing out mindfully can be very pleasant, and you do not have to suffer. If we suffer, it's because we try too hard. We don't need to try. We just allow ourselves to breathe normally. We just pay attention to it. Don't try to make our in-breath longer or anything. Let it be natural. And when we walk, it's the same. We walk all the time. Now we don't have to struggle making a step. Just allow ourselves to walk naturally. But we enjoy making steps because each step allows us to see that we are alive. The Zen master Linji of the 9th century said that the miracle is not to walk on the thin air, but on solid ground. The miracle is to walk on earth. And we all can perform the miracle of walking on earth. Because walking like that, we feel alive, a miracle. There are many scientists who have to spend 3 months, 6 months in a sky lab, and they miss the earth very much. And every time they come back to the earth, they enjoy so much walking. So let us enjoy every step. And we don't have to suffer when we do walking meditation. Tonight, Brother Pháp Khôi and Sister Thoại Nghiêm, two of our Dharma teachers, will offer us a few recommendations, instructions, so that we can enjoy the best our retreat together. I'll be there here tomorrow morning for sitting meditation with you. Thank you for coming and practice with us. It's a joy. It's a great happiness. You are my Sangha. You are my Sangha body. Thầy Pháp Khôi and Sư Cô Thoại Nghiêm. Sister Auspiciousness. And Brother Khôi means number one. Brother number one.
Dear teacher, dear community, it is a great joy to welcome all of you to Blue Cliff. My sister and myself will I'd like to continue our teacher sharing about basic practices. Our teacher have shared with us already about the practice of breathing mindfully and also of walking and stopping. I would like to continue with the practice of listening to the bell. For those of us who are new to the monastery, we have bells everywhere. We have the nativity bell hanging outside on the tree, one on the sister side and one on the brother side. And we also have the in-house bell, a big bell right here, and small bell. And we also have the clocks in the dining hall, which will also chimes. So we use all of these sounds as a reminder for us to come back to our breathing, to come back to the present moment. And so when we hear the sound of activity bell, for instance, usually 10 sounds, if we were walking, we would stop. Or if we were working, we will also stop. If we were carrying something, we'll put it down. If we're having a conversation, we pause. If we're thinking, we stop. And just gently come back to the in-breath and the out-breath. We can enjoy our breathing during the whole time that the bell is being invited or the clock chimes, and afterward we resume what we were doing before. And we can with practice we can do this naturally and not mechanically. Sometimes children would like to play with it. They practice very well, yet they like to have fun. So they will stop mid-motion. If they were holding something, they will stop like that. We don't have to do that. We can just, if we were eating and we were about to put a morsel of food into our mouth, we can put it back down. We don't have to freeze. We can if we want to. We will also, at Blue Cliff, we have a road running in the middle of the two hamlets. So if you're crossing the road and you hear the bell, don't stop in the middle. It's okay to break the rules once in a while. In the retreat, we have 5 days together. So we are encouraged to wholeheartedly practice, and that includes if we have our cell phones or iTouch or any electrical devices. If possible, we can turn them off and put them away for the whole retreat, so that we can really be truly present. Otherwise, times we might also hear a cell phone ringing. And we can also use that as a reminder to come back to our breathing and not giving rise to thought of irritation. Just come back and enjoy our in-breath and out-breath. So that's a little bit about listening to the bell. We also, in the retreat, we eat 3 times a day. We can also practice meditation and mindfulness while we eat. There are many of us, so we have to wait in line. And so when we stand in line, we don't have to wait. We can follow our breathing as we stand there. And wait until it's our turn. And keep silence. Our teacher mentioned about noble silence earlier. So we utilize every opportunity we have in the retreat to practice. Serving our food in silence, and we eat in silence, and we wash our dishes in silence. We have on the dining table 5 contemplation sheets. I believe at lunchtime that will be recited out loud by a friend or a brother or sisters, and we can just silently recite it to ourselves. But at breakfast and dinner, also recite them silently before we begin to eat. And that's just to help to calm ourselves down and bring our mind back to the present moment, so that we can be present for the food that we eat and also for our friends that are sitting around. We eat in silence so that we can invest our whole time and really savor the texture of the food, and not thinking about something else. We can also look up once in a while and smile at our neighbors. Eating in silence doesn't mean that we just, look down and just like that. We can look up and smile once in a while. Eye contact speaks much more than words sometimes. And we have plenty of time to enjoy our meal, so there's no rush. We can also come back and have seconds, but we ask that if possible, and there are many of us, and the brother and sister, I believe there's 7 brother and sister for each cooking team. So sometimes they might cook more than enough, sometimes not. It's very difficult to judge the amount of food. So we ask if possible, when you serve your first time, just take a little less than usual. When we eat, many of us find that when we eat mindfully, we don't have to eat a lot. We eat a little less, and yet we feel very full, because we're not only nourished by the food, but we're nourished by the collective mindfulness of the whole community eating with us. And that's another source of nourishment for us. And when we chew thoroughly the foods, we get much better nutriments that come into our body. And once we finish, if we find that we're still hungry, we can always come back for seconds. So in that sense, we also save food should we took too much, and then we have to throw them away. Having said that, if you're not a full-time vegetarian, you might get hungry quickly after you eat, maybe just after a couple of hours. So just make sure that you gauge your body and get enough food so that you can feel full. We also have one important thing is our retreat. We take meditation into activities all day and not just meditating on the cushion. So having a half smile on our face is very, very nice, very useful. When we sit, when we walk, when we do working meditation, it doesn't mean that you smile all day like that, but whenever you get a chance, you remember, just smile. Because smile brings a lot of nourishment to yourself and also to everyone around you. So if you happen to see me not smiling, please remind me by your smile. I would like to invite our sister to share, to continue sharing.
Dear respected teachers, dear Mahasangha, my brothers and sisters, and your friends. May I know how many of you are first time here, or first time to this practice? Wow, quite a few, huh? Thank you. You might find out that there is things that you don't understand why you're doing that. And please do not hesitate to come and ask any of the monastics that you find down and ask for the meaning of it. Because we don't want you to do things without understand why. One thing is that people keep asking, why do we have to bow a lot? Well, the first thing is, when we meet each other and if we join the palms and we bow, that's very nice. When we bring two hands together, we bring our mind and body together and we fully concentrate and aware of what we are doing. So that bowing is also to recognize the presence of the person in front of us. Don't just bow because people bow to you and you have to bow back. Then that doesn't mean much. And you will find out that also in Dhamma discussion, we will bow. Before we sit down to have meals, we bow. And people just meet you and they bow. Feel free not to do it if you don't feel comfortable. But if you enjoy doing it, that is very nice. And after a while, you can find out that you can concentrate more and you can bring your mind back to the present moment more if you can practice that. I'll try to see which one that hasn't covered here. One thing when he mentioned about eating, then that recalls of something that from the beginning we are advised to chew like 30 times or 50 times per bite. And I remember one time we went to lead a retreat, and I also shared that. I said, please chew 30 times per bite. And I didn't really know that a person who sat in front of me really count how many times I actually chewing. Well, I didn't do too bad because later on she came to me and she said, you did what you told us. So I said, oh, good. What do you mean? And she told me that I have been observing the monastics, especially you, because you told me that. So, being up here and sharing some of the basic practice is very dangerous. Just recently, then, I have a toothache, so I couldn't chew very well. And because of that, I eat more slower than normal, very slow, because I really have to pay much attention into what I'm doing, and also I cannot chew very quickly and swallow quickly. So, to my surprise, even though we know that if you chew well, it's better, we have the tendency to forget. And when I am forced to chew slowly, I really see that the food tastes more, and I really enjoy it. So from time to time, that is good to have a toothache, to bring me back to the practice better. But you don't have to be like that. You can also do it slowly. And you don't even have to chew 30 times, but try to finish your meal at half an hour or more. In the daily life, sometimes we finish it quickly within 5 to 15 minutes because we have to run after something else. And here I don't believe that you willing to put aside your work, collect and save up your money, take your time to come up here to continue running like that. So take your time. We are advised to practice noble silence until after lunch. So we have plenty of time. But it doesn't mean that you cannot speak. So if you have to exchange something that is really necessary, we can do that mindfully and not too loud. You will be divided into families, and then you will be invited to work with the monastic, to share the work, to help our retreat to be really a big family. So in the family, somebody cooks and somebody washes, and somebody else puts things away. So we will do the same thing here, except that it's not just one person doing it, but the whole family will do it. So you won't be alone. And this is a chance for all of you to practice breathing during working. So when you come back to your daily life, then you also can apply it if you wish. You can practice how to work with a smile and concentration and don't feel tired. If you are tired, please don't do it. We don't want to overwork you. And you always have a head of the family that you can come and talk to for any problems that you are having and also any questions that you have. That's also a real chance for you to be in touch with the monastics and watch how they are doing. I remember in 2005 when my teacher came to Vietnam and lead retreats over there. People don't believe that you can work and lead the retreat. So when we told them that our monastic also cook, also wash, also clean and participate in the retreat, they just shook their head. To them, retreat means that you just come, listen to Dhamma talk and do something, but not working. Somebody else is doing all the work for you to earn the merits, and you just attend the retreat. Here we do differently. Everybody is invited to work and to participate in the retreat and bring it back to your life to see how can you also in the daily life working but can create the energy of mindfulness and enjoy life. If you have any problems, come and find Brother Phap Khoi and ask him. Oh, there's one more thing I found here. We do have some friends that cannot stay here because we really out of rooms, so they have to stay in the hotel. And you have to take the bus every day. So please practice bus meditation. This is very wonderful. However, most people on the bus, they just sleep in the morning. I found out it's very useful because in our daily life, sometimes we have to take the BART to go from one place to another, or we do carpooling and we also can get a chance to rest a little bit, or sometimes we have to commute for quite a long way. For bus meditation, then you can sit and also follow your breathing. Talk to yourself that this is a wonderful time that you can do sitting. Instead of you just looking at the watch and wait to be arrived, you can practice aimlessness and know where to go, nothing to do, because you cannot do anything. So that's a wonderful time for you to enjoy your breathing and see how much you can incorporate your breathing with something you might have to do daily day. Normally in the bus meditation, then we should have a bell to invite, and people can actually do bus meditation. I don't know whether we can do it here, but basically you just do meditation and don't encounter into any chatting. Since you are out of the venue, you are out of the retreat center, we cannot, quote, check on your noble silence, but then you can check on yourself. You can observe it and see how much you can practice. That's a wonderful time for you to check on yourself. In the afternoon, after lunch, for those of you who cannot go back to your place, then the meditation hall here will be reserved for you to do total relaxation. I believe that tomorrow everyone will have chance to practice it with Sister Chen Kham. But days after that, make sure we reserve the priority for people who do not have any place else to rest. And if you have room here, then you can practice it by your own. Even though I know everybody enjoy laying down here and listen to her voice. This is the same thing with listen to the Dhamma talk. For those of you who are here the first time, sometimes being here and listen for a talk for 2 hours might be a little bit long. However, there is the practice for you, so then you can enjoy it. First, you can sit comfortably and relaxingly. The best way is that if you sit straight but relax, just like you are doing sitting meditation, and let the talk get into your consciousness naturally, then that's great. Now, if you feel tired or you feel your body is aching and you are not used to sit still for that long, you're okay to move around a little bit, to change your position. However, please refrain of coming out and in and out that often, because it might disturb the energy and also it might interrupt the thought of Thai. When you listen to the Dhamma talk, you can just close your eyes or open and watch Thai, but don't compare, don't think. Just let the Dhamma talk get into you, whether you understand it or not. Later on, it will work out and you will enjoy more. If you try to compare or you try hard to understand, that might not be very pleasant. And the Dhamma talk is supposed to be pleasant. So just let it get into your consciousness and let your store consciousness work on it. If you want to take note, it's okay. But don't get caught into taking notes that you might miss out what he's talking. Because we have DVDs and CDs available. And you can always re-listen to that. Talking about listen to the Dhamma talk, I know everybody is enjoying to be near Thai, to be up front, but then we practice equanimity, so please do not reserve your seat. When you come, you bring your things along and leave it there, but don't leave your things there and get out to do something else. When you come back, it might disappear. I cannot guarantee that. And we don't have a lot of rooms in here, so just don't leave your things in here. Unless that you come from far away and you don't know where to put things, you can ask the sisters or the brothers who take care for the meditation hall, so then they might show you some corner that you can put your things. Well, I guess that's it. I don't know whether I missed out anything. Oh, there's one thing that I might forget. Washing your dishes. At home, you might enjoy putting things into the washing dishes. But here, everybody is advised to wash your things and wash it nicely and carefully. Today, I came out to the line over there, and I also noticed that we all have different habits of washing things. So some took the sponge from the bucket of soap and carried that sponge all the way along to the end, to the last bucket. And so I have to go and find a supply for that. So anyway, over here, we will wash together, and we will have several buckets for you to wash. Make sure that you wash each one carefully and nicely, as if this is your most precious things. Because when you wash and you follow your breath, and you can also cultivate concentration in that. And we all know that concentration will lead to insight, whatever way it will come out. When you finish washing, then you can just put them into the rack and don't dry it, because it will have to go through the sanitizing. So I know we have different retreats and we have different procedure, but at least for this retreat, that's what is going to happen. And enjoy doing it, because nobody else wash it for you. I have seen a lot of old friends coming back, and it's quite nice. And also, we hope that those of you who are familiar with the practice, you can help other new friends. If they feel lost, they don't know where things are, they don't know what to do, please show them, give them a hand, and show them what to do. And if you are new, please do not hesitate. If you smile and you bow, people will come and help you. Do you have any questions? Then I think that we have several minutes for that. Yes. For drinking water, there is a tea table, but also water from the faucet is available and is okay to drink. So you can do that. Tomorrow we are all invited to come here for sitting meditation. So even though you have burst meditation, you are continue to do sitting here with us. And I don't know how the setup of the hall, but I would say it might be the same thing like this. So how many of you have not done the sitting meditation before? Then we can show you some positions. Not a lot. Okay, so that I'll be very brief. We do have several different ways that people prefer to do sitting, whether full lotus, half lotus, or chrysanthemum. And chrysanthemum is that you can sit in anywhere you want. Anyway. Now, any way you want to sit, as long as you keep your back straight, your shoulder relaxed, also your head and the spine will be on one line. So it's kind of straight but not rigid. And then your eyes, you can close, or it can be half closed, or you can look a little bit in front of you, around a couple of feet, or you can look into your top of your nose. There's so many different ways, as long as you can concentrate. Some people like to open their eyes, some like to close. I like to close, but it's also dangerous. You can fall back to sleep easily. And when you get into the meditation hall, you bow to the position, to the location where you are going to sit down, and you can start find out the way, the most comfortable position, and then you can start following your breath. Thầy probably will be here before you come in. And he will do sitting with you. You will hear the chanting, the morning chant, and also maybe the guided meditation. Now, during the time of the sitting, if you feel your body is aching or you're not used to that yet, you can change your position slowly and quietly so you won't disturb your neighbor. But it's okay. You don't have to be like that. You don't have to try to sit very still for the whole time, and then after that you couldn't move. We want you to enjoy the retreat, and it's a treat. It's not hard labor. So remember that. Do you have any questions here?
Dear Sangha, yes? The question is what time the bus will come. That will be announced in just a little bit. Okay. There's one important thing that I also like to share with you, and that is resting. I know that many of us take the time from work to join the retreat, so we want to attend every activities on the schedule. That is possible, but please be mindful of your own limitation and your own need to rest. If you find that you need to rest, I think it's safe to say that you can skip an activity so that you can rest, so that the next activity when you attend, you can be fully present. We don't want you to go home and feeling tired and need another vacation. That would defeat the purpose of being here and practicing mindfulness. So we like to thank you everyone for your patience, and please take using this 5 days to really enjoy the practice, and with yourself and together with everyone else. We would like to end here, and we'll have some announcements from the organizing team before we adjourn. So thank you very much for your patience.